everybody. Hope everybody's doing really well today. I am here to do a part 2 to a newly released coloring books video. That's a mouthful, but there's just so many new books being released right now, with it being beginning of fall, that I just couldn't fit everything into one video. You know, I don't want to make a video that's an hour long because I feel like that could be a bit daunting. So this is a part 2. I uploaded part 1 earlier, a couple days ago, and I will talk about 10 books today. I talked about 10 books in that video as well. Per usual, absolutely everything is linked down below if you're interested to check anything out. While chit-chatting to you, I'll be coloring in the Rita Berman My Trip Around Europe. I guess also a new release, her My Trip Around Asia just came out, but that's not one of the 10 books I wanted to talk about. But yeah, that has officially been released. I've seen some flips on people's channels and it looks beautiful per usual. But anyways, this is a picture I was working on in the part 1 of this video, but I did do some additional work off camera. So this is what I currently have going. I am using brute funner pencils in this book, or in this picture, I guess I should say. I don't think this is the right pencil. Excuse me while I try to figure out what I'm doing. But the first book, I guess, is more over formality in a way, because I'm assuming most people have already heard or seen it, but it is the new Camellia Angelkova book. I was just recently thinking about, you know, I wonder when she's going to start releasing her fall stuff or her fall books, but she just released 50 Halloween fairy houses, per usual, 50 images, as the title promises, and it says 50 cute, quirky, and spooky fairy homes with many whimsical, creepy elements, flowers, and some odd creatures. Of course, single-sided, no shading on there, white paper, also framed images. I think that's a first for her, is it not? To have her images be framed? I could have sworn this was the first time, but anyways, really exciting. We love a framed picture. I thought it was interesting that she did white background, because like last year when she released 50 Halloween miniatures, it was black backed, so I wasn't sure if maybe her other Halloween-y type books this year would be black backed, but this one is not. So we'll see if she does another Halloween, maybe like more specific Halloween one, that it's going to be black backed. We shall see. But this came out August 31st, so really recently, and it's currently $5.99. Gotta love Camellia's prices. I have also seen some flips of this on YouTube, so people have already gotten their hands on this book. If it sounds interesting to you, just type in 50 Halloween fairy houses Camellia on YouTube, and I'm sure you can find a flip through. But at this point, she's an auto buy for so many individuals that I guarantee a lot of people don't even bother with looking at the previews or the full flips. She is not an auto buy for me, but I do have to say I'm enjoying this new kind of line or series of books she's been releasing of like the houses. I have the 50 diminutive, I can't pronounce it, the countryside one, and it's really, really sweet. So yeah, it's a cutie, $5.99. It's always a good deal with her books. Moving on to a book by Coloring Book Cafe, and it was released on August 24th. It's $9.99, so a little bit pricier than Camellia's, but you get 150 images. Can you imagine how thick this book is? My goodness, it's going to be like a phone book. But it's called 150 Autumn Scenes. There are no duplicates. Can you imagine if there were? Also, 10 unique bonus pages. Everything is single-sided. And it says a mix of simple and intricate designs. Embrace the joys of mindfulness and stress relief. Lovely. Discover beautiful autumn scenes with cute animals, relaxing fall landscapes, and so much more in this fun and relaxing coloring book. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was actually a collection of some of their previous books. I thought this was something new. My sincerest apologies. But this combines easy autumn, country autumn, autumn splendor, and autumn vibes. So you get 4 books in one. I love these kind of combination books because it's a better bang for your buck. You get this ginormous honking book that you're all set. Like, you will have an autumn picture for whatever you're in the mood for. Like, absolutely everything will be covered. So I love that. I purchased the Christmas collection book last year from, like the Little Town books. There's a Christmas collection one from last year, and I absolutely adore it. So I am a ginormous fan of these combo books. But it's definitely a range of images from simple to more detailed to, interiors to baked goods to landscapes. Literally anything that you would want autumn-wise, this book 1000% has you covered. So love that. Moving on to the next book, and it's by Sally Berry from August 28th, and it is priced at $4.99, also a lovely price. And it's called Cute Autumn Fall Coloring Book. And this has very easy pictures. So if you're into more detailed or more complex images, 'tis not for you. But I feel like Sally Berry's kind of known for doing very sweet and very cute, but definitely more simple books. And this is one of them. There are, let's see how many designs. 25 images, no duplicates, and single-sided, white paper, so no black backing. Oh, I'm sorry. It's white paper, but it's black backed. Okay, so then this book might curl, as tends to happen with the black backed books. Okay, interesting. Are their books always black backed? I don't own anything from Sally Berry, so I can't speak from experience. But for some reason, I thought their books were not black backed. Interesting. But you do get a preview on Amazon. Again, the images are quite simple, very nice, thick black line work. So alcohol markers would be spectacular in this book. I've seen some people do very straightforward coloring in Sally Berry books. I've also seen people get very fancy and very creative by adding like insane levels of shading or additional details or backgrounds. And I feel like that's the glory of a simpler book, that you can make it as easy or as complex as you like. You can obviously do that with more detailed books as well, but I feel like it's easier to make something simple to be more complicated as compared to vice versa. I hope that made sense. But this book looks really, really cute. There's pumpkins and like hot chocolate and rainy day themed images like umbrellas and raindrops and such. So it's definitely very, very cozy. And it's just adorable. It's sweet. I also really like their Christmas books that they release. They're always absolutely adorable. Then a book from August 19th from Coloring Book Cafe. And it's $6.99 and it's called Easy Country Scenes. There are, how many images? Does it not state? It does not specify. I love that. I'm no, sorry, 25. 25. There's 25 images. A mix of autumn leaves, Thanksgiving feasts, and rustic indoor scenes. No duplicates. And I believe that's all that we get. It says, discover fun and relaxing country scenes with cute farm animals, pretty flowers, and charming cottages in this easy coloring book by best-selling brand Coloring Book Cafe. You do get a preview, of course. I love that about Coloring Book Cafe. And I have to say, these images are not necessarily super easy to color. Like, compared to the Sally Berry book that I just talked about, this is like super detailed. So it's definitely, like, I wouldn't personally describe it as an easy country side coloring book or whatever. It's not, it's not a Teresa Goodridge level of detail, but it's also not a straightforward Sally Berry kind of level of coloring. I think it's a happy medium. So if you are somebody that gets maybe a little overwhelmed or just too much is happening in like a Teresa Goodridge book, but you also feel like some of the easy coloring books are just too easy and like not enough detail for you, and you're not in the mood to draw in your own, check out this book. I think it's a nice medium. Again, you can make it much more detailed if you desire to, but also if you just leave it as is and color the way that it is, your image will still be detailed enough to not be too simplistic. It's a good medium. I'm a fan. I also don't own anything from Coloring Book Cafe, and I don't know how that's possible, considering the fact how many books I own and how much I love their books. But yeah, maybe in the near future, but this one is a good one. Then moving on to another Coloring Book Cafe. I'm sorry, I didn't realize this was so Coloring Book Cafe heavy, not on purpose. It's from August 27th and it's $3.99. Ooh, even the cheapest one so far. And it's called Cute Autumn. There are potentially 25 images. Let's see, 25. 25? Could have sworn I just saw a number. I'm gonna go with 25. Single-sided. It says, discover an adorable selection of fluffy animals, flowers, fungi, and fall-inspired scenes with this whimsical collection of heartwarming illustrations. Adorable. Again, previews are available. Detail-wise, I would say it's even less detailed than the easy coloring book, which I don't know if that makes any sense, but these images don't really have a background, but they do have a lot of really cute animals. There's like a cute little dog wearing a knitted hat. Yes, please. Some snails under a little umbrella. How cute. There's a scarecrow. There's a little piglet in a scarf, of course. Got to keep nice and toasty. So this book is very well titled when they called it cute. It's just so stinking precious. And yeah, again, very nice line work. You could definitely use your alcohol markers in here. You can, of course, still use pencils, but the line work would allow for an alcohol marker or any type of other marker. So I think bleed through would be quite minimal. And since it's single-sided, you can basically do whatever you want in this book, which is amazing. I wish all books were single-sided, as I'm coloring in a book that is not. And I know that a lot of the books will have like nicer paper if they're not single-sided, but in my humble opinion, all books should be single-sided. It just makes sense to me. And I'm not even that much of an alcohol marker user. So I can't imagine how much it must frustrate folks that love to use their alcohol markers and everything when books are double-sided. Are you an avid alcohol marker user? If so, do you just automatically stray away from double-sided pages? Just out of curiosity, because I tend to only use alcohol markers in my mandala books, so I don't really care if some books are double-sided, but still out of principle, I would prefer for them not to be. So then moving on to a Molly Harrison book, and it's $8.99 and was released August 26th, and it's called Whimsical Halloween Grayscale Coloring Book, and it is her beautiful and adorable art style. You know, she's not trying anything crazy and new here, but the images are grayscaled. I've seen so many people do such cool things with her grayscale images before because they incorporate like pastels, or what are those called? Ink something. Anyways, where you can like spread it. Gosh, what are they called? Anyways, like a pastel kind of thing. Because the backgrounds are also grayscale, so you can like just apply one color, for example, to the background, and it looks so interesting and like fading in and out because of the grayscaling. So love that. There are some cute little animals like owls and just mythological creatures. There's also little witches, pumpkins, little towns, bats. Definitely not a gory, spooky book in any way. So I think even a scaredy cat like myself could color in this book and not have nightmares, which says a lot. So if you are on the hunt for a Halloween themed book that's not gonna be life-shattering in how gory it is, this is a great option, because frankly I'm somebody who is like almost afraid of my own shadow. I just don't do well with spooky things. My level of spooky is like Halloween Town, and even that could be a little terrifying at times. But this I can handle. It's adorable. Molly Harrison can do no wrong. Her work is absolutely amazing and consistently so sweet and so adorable. And I love that she does grayscale and non-grayscale. So if this book looks interesting to you, like art style wise, but you don't want the grayscale, I'm 100% positive that she has something that is Halloween themed that's not grayscale that would be probably up your alley. So super cute. Okay, I need another brown to incorporate into the table. So I'm gonna find a different shade of brown and I shall be back. The next book is another addition to the Matchstick Mouse series / collection. It is by Morgan O'Brien and it was released August 26th. And it's currently $7.49. I feel like these books have really taken off recently. Like all of a sudden they have like almost a cult following. And I don't blame people. These books are adorable. They're easy to color. And they're not expensive and they're easy to get your hands on. So overall, it's a hit. But this book is called Matchstick Mouse, a floral coloring book. This is another one that I have already seen flips appear on YouTube. So if it sounds of interest, do check that out before you purchase it, because there's not much of a preview or at all on Amazon. So do look it up on YouTube if you want to see what the little mouse is up to in this book, or if it's an auto buy, then it's an auto buy. It is what it is. There are 35 brand new floral themed illustrations. It says including all your favorites: carnation, snowdrop, iris, violet, sweet pea, daisy, lily, rose, poppy, peony, and many more. And it says Matchstick Mouse is a tiny pint-sized witch. I did not know that. What? A caring little soul with a heart of gold and a penchant for adventure. She loves nothing more than foraging for treasures and creating handmade gifts for her friends. Since when is she a witch? I don't know. Maybe I have not been following the Matchstick Mouse, I don't know, thread here too well. Didn't know the mouse had magical abilities. Okay, so that's something new, but it's adorable. The images are quite simple to color. They're all framed in like a circle, if I'm not mistaken. But all the images that I've seen from this book have always been absolutely adorable. They do also have a fall themed one. It's an older book, I think from last year, but it's super cute. So if you like the artwork, but you wanted more autumn images, there is one that's just an older book. But how cute. And apparently the mouse is a witch. Good to know. Did y'all know that this mouse had magical capabilities? Because that is news to me. but good for the mouse. That's absolutely fantastic. Cute book. I'm glad Morgan O'Brien has kind of really taken off with these books recently because they are fabulous and deserve all the recognition and the love that we could possibly give this book. Moving on to a book by Demita Victoria. I feel like I haven't talked about Demita Victoria in a little bit, which is odd. Usually they're featured in basically every video that I make about new releases because they're always pumping out something new and great. But this book is from August 22nd. It's currently $5.99 and it's called Cozy Landscapes. And guess what, folks? It has landscapes. So if you like landscapes or you're somebody that is hoping to improve your landscape coloring skills, that category includes me as well. This may be a good place to start because you are gonna get a handful of images. There are 40 images, so whatever whatever landscape you're looking for, this book probably contains it. They're single-sided, they are black-backed. I don't understand why companies are still doing this, knowing that it's probably gonna warp the book, besides the point. Discover the amazing collection of beautiful landscapes with Cozy Landscapes adult coloring book. Cozy Landscapes coloring book features various beautiful views of different scenery from country landscapes, mountains with captivating hill views, stunning cities, tropical beaches, and much more. You do get the back cover on Amazon, so you can see 3 images, and they're pretty detailed, as I feel like landscape images tend to be, but I think they're nice. There is like a cactus page, there is a cityscape with some mountains in the background, so you do get quite a variety. Again, if you wanted to brush up on your landscape skills, this could be a cool one. And for $5.99, you really can't go wrong. Demita Victoria is a known artist, so you know you're supporting a legitimate, well, Demita Victoria is not an artist, it's a printing press, but at least you know you're supporting a legitimate source and not some, I was gonna say some meanie, but I feel like I'm too old to be using such words, but some mean individual, I guess, who is stealing other people's work. But yes, Demita Victoria, Cozy Landscapes, $5.99. Love to see a book under like $6-7. Moving on to a book by an artist that I talked about in a recent video, and she's been creating more books, and they honestly all look so adorable. It's by Elise Mayfield, I believe is how you pronounce it, and it's called Grateful Thanksgiving, and it's $6.99. And she talks about how she wants to make coloring books that are more accessible to seniors and people with dyslexia. So I love that. I think it's a great, not cause, but it's great to kind of have an audience in mind and make sure that you're really catering to basically kind of a gap in the coloring scene, coloring community. So she is an artist from Chicago, and she creates these amazing coloring books. She also does books like word searches and other activity books, and she says that they're all made with seniors in mind. So love that. The book though, so cute, very easy coloring, very nice thick line work, would be amazing for alcohol markers. And there's like a range of images from like dessert coffee themed images to like a bucket of corn, like corn on the cob, which by the way, yum, to like a basket full of apples. I think that image, the basket full of apples, would be so fun to color. Like the shading one could do, or I mean, you obviously don't have to shade, but if you wanted to, and it just makes me want to go apple picking and like hang out in an orchard and ride a tractor. I don't know why, but those are the feelings that I'm getting from looking at this book. It's so cute and it's so affordable, and everything is single-sided. And I'm not sure how many images are in here. It doesn't specify. Maybe 50? I don't know. Unfortunately, they don't specify how many images are in here, but overall there's 106 pages. So I'm gonna assume maybe 45 to 50 images, which for $6.99 is an incredibly good price. Love that. But do check out this artist in general, because I think what she's doing, first of all, is really cute, but then also I love the fact that she's specifically trying to cater to you know, either seniors or maybe people with like eyesight troubles, or just making like artwork and coloring books more accessible to everybody. I love that message, and I would want to full-heartedly support that. So please do check her out, because she also does have other coloring books. She has a Halloween one that's really adorable, and just really, really sweet pictures overall. Moving on to the last book, and this is one that I personally would love to own, and it is one of those collection books that I was talking about. It is by Ava Brown, and it's a combination of their country summer, winter, spring, and summer books. I was trying to think of what other seasons there are. And it's just country seasons coloring book. It's $7.99. It was released on August 16th of this year. This is one that I have added to my personal wish list because, again, I love these kind of collection books. It's 100 images. Everything is single-sided. They're quite fairly detailed. But I mean, if you were to pick up this book, or if I was to pick up this book, basically you're covered for every possible season, holiday, mood, weather, whatever you're looking for, this book probably has it, which is absolutely amazing. And I love books like these for individuals that don't want the kind of hoarding, borderline hoarding collections of coloring books that a lot of us have. So if you pick up a book like this, I mean, 100 images, you're all set. Like, you have so much to work with. It's only $7.99, so it's a great bang for your buck. I apologize if you hear noises in the background. I am babysitting a dog today, and she is on a little stroll of the apartment. But anyways, I mean, it's a wonderful way to also kind of start in the coloring sphere, I guess, if you wanted to try it out, right? You're getting everything possible for $7.99. You also get a digital copy, so you could easily print one of the pages multiple times if you wanted to try out different approaches and see what works, what doesn't. Or if you wanted to get something printed on better paper to use whatever other medium, or just to have it on better paper. And again, Ava Brown is one of those companies that, you know, they work with legitimate artists, and you're not just getting 100 Shutterstock images. So big fan of this one. I would love to get my hands on this one. Hopefully in a couple of months after I move, I will be able to pick this one up. And I know that it's not going to be out of season because it has every possible season in there. Love that. I'm a sucker for a collection book, if I have not already mentioned that about 50 times in this video. But per usual, I did not get too much coloring done in this video because A, I get too excited and sidetracked. B, I am trying to read, talk, and color at the same time. So it can be a little distracting. I did try making one of these videos before where I just colored and filmed that, and then I did like a voiceover with the information about the books, but I didn't really like that. I prefer to just do it at the same time, and I feel like it makes it more interactive in a way as well. But yes, I will hopefully finish this page this month, so potentially you'll be seeing it in the September completed pages. and probably on Instagram as well. I'm liking how it's turning out so far. I'll continue working on the table. I do want to incorporate blue in this image with like the tiles on the side here, and maybe even for some of these like dishes and such. So we will see how it goes. So far I'm really liking it, but overall I love this book. Do also check out the My Trip Around Asia that she just released. I don't know if it's available on American Amazon just yet. I will try to find it. If I do, I'll link it down below. But people have been doing full flips of the book, so it's available somewhere. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!